Welcome to World Historical Places, the stone heart of the Serenissima, a journey into the Doge's Palace. Close your eyes for a moment. Listen. Can you hear it? The lap of water against Istrian stone, the distant cry of a gondolier, the rustle of silk and the murmur of urgent debate in a dozen languages. This is the sound of power. For nearly 1,000 years, the Doge's Palace was not just a building in Venice. It was the vibrant, beating heart of an empire. It wasn't a castle designed for a single king, but a magnificent machine for governing a republic, a place where art, ambition, justice, and intrigue colluded in a breathtaking dance. To walk its halls is to walk through the very soul of the most serene Republic of Venice. An architectural miracle, defying gravity and expectation. Before you even step inside, the palace itself tells you a story. Look at its facade, a stunning confection of white stone and pink marble that seems to float on the edge of the lagoon. Its design is a brilliant paradox. The massive, solid upper walls, adorned with a delicate diamond pattern, are supported by a fragile-looking colonnade of airy, pointed arches. It's upside down. It defies every rule of architecture. And that is precisely the point. The Republic of Venice wanted the world to know that its power was so absolute, so divinely ordained, that it could suspend the very laws of physics. The ground floor loggia, open to the public, symbolized the Republic's accessibility to its people. The heavy, closed upper floors, housing the halls of government, represented the immense, unshakable weight and secrecy of the state itself. Every capital, every carved figure on the exterior is a chapter in a public encyclopedia, depicting everything from biblical tales and moral virtues to the faces of the citizens who walked below. It was a billboard of civic virtue and overwhelming confidence. Crossing the threshold, where power wore a golden mask, step inside the courtyard, and the scale of ambition becomes truly human, yet no less grand. Before you soars the staircase of the giants, Scala dei Giganti, flanked by colossal statues of Mars and Neptune. Imagine the scene: a new Doge, elected not by birthright but by an impossibly complex system designed to prevent corruption, standing here to be crowned. The message was clear: Venice's dominion stretched over both land and sea, and its leader was a servant of the state, crowned in the shadow of the gods of war and the ocean. But the real journey into opulence begins with the golden staircase, Scala d'Oro. As you ascend, your eyes struggle to take in the sheer profusion of wealth. The stucco work seems to melt into liquid gold, the ceilings drip with gilded ornamentation. This staircase was a filter. Only the most important ambassadors and dignitaries were allowed to climb it, and with every step, they were meant to feel the increasing weight of Venetian prestige. It was a psychological masterpiece, designed to humble kings and emperors before a single word was spoken. The rooms where history was made, a tapestry of art and power. Now, prepare to have your breath stolen. You enter the chamber of the Great Council, Sala del Maggiore Consiglio, and the world seems to fall away. This is not merely a room, it is a universe. It could hold over 2,000 members of the Venetian nobility, all debating the fate of the Mediterranean. Your gaze is irresistibly drawn upward, across a frieze of portraits of the Doges, a stark black curtain obscuring one, the traitor Marin Falier, eternally erased from memory, and then to the far wall, there, Tintoretto's paradise unfolds. It is the largest oil painting in the world, a swirling, tumultuous vision of hundreds of figures, saints, and angels surrounding the Madonna. It's not just a religious scene, it is a political statement. The painting places the Venetian government under divine protection, suggesting that its decisions were blessed by heaven itself. To sit in this room was to be submerged in a narrative of divine right and immortal legacy. Move next to the college hall, Sala del Collegio, where the air feels different. Here, the ceiling is dominated by the works of Paolo Veronese. In his masterpiece, The Triumph of Venice, the personified republic is enthroned among the gods, while figures representing peace, abundance, and honor pay her homage. This was the room where foreign ambassadors waited, often for hours, their eyes fixed on this ceiling. The message was unambiguous: you are not dealing with a mere city-state, but a celestial power. Every brushstroke was an instrument of diplomacy: the darker corridors, whispers of the inquisitors, and the Bridge of Sighs. But the palace had a darker, shadowy counterpart. This was the home of the Council of Ten and the State Inquisitors, secret tribunals established to protect the Republic from its enemies, real or imagined. Their meetings were held in hushed tones, their identities often concealed. They could pass a death sentence with a simple majority vote. The machinery of state here was not always golden. Sometimes it was cold, efficient, and terrifying, and from these chambers of judgment, a prisoner would be led across the most famous bridge in the world. The Bridge of Sighs, Ponte dei Sighi, is a beautiful, Baroque structure of white limestone, but its name, coined by the poet Lord Byron, evokes its true purpose. As convicts were led from the courtroom to the grim new prison, Prigione Nuove, they would cross this enclosed bridge and, through its tiny, stone-grilled windows, catch one last, heartbreaking glimpse of the beautiful, free world outside: the blue lagoon, the bustling canals, the sunlight on the water. The sound of their sighs was said to give the bridge its name. It is the ultimate symbol of beauty and loss, of the razor's edge between glorious power and absolute despair that defined the Venetian state. That a living legacy. The Doge's Palace is more than a museum. It is a chronicle in stone and gold. It is the story of merchants who built an empire, of artists who gave that empire a face, and of a political system of dazzling complexity that endured for a millennium. To walk its halls is to feel the ghost of Venice, not just the romantic city of canals, but the fierce, proud, and brilliant republic that once commanded the respect and fear of the world. It is an encounter with history that is as profound, as beautiful, and as haunting as Venice itself.